Yeah, you have to remember, guys, if fucking ESL is Sauron, then obviously Blast's just Saruman, in it. They're just like, no, you have to join with me, Gandalf. And then like, look, I have grazed my fighting Uruk-hai. They are almost human. I call them the Danish crowd of the Royal Arena. Look, that's their war cry. Shoot, skeet, or whatever. Like, scoot. I don't even know what it was.
Skeet.
I know. Skeet, motherfucker. Yeah, maybe there were also a lot of Little John fans in that audience. Who knows? I don't know. It could have been.
Yeah, you could have got it wrong.
Anyway, the windows, to the walls. No, it was the Yin Yang Twins one. I don't fucking know. Whatever. You know the song I'm talking about.
Which CSGO personality would you cast to play the Grinch in a BTN remake of the Festive Classic?
Is that even a fucking question? Surely I've got that fucking role nailed.
I was going to say it is you, isn't it?
It's just me, isn't it? I've always thought the only bad part of the Grinch movie is why does he just join with them at the end? You won. You destroyed Christmas, you daft cunt. Sit back and enjoy your handiwork.
You did it. You destroyed Christmas. Yeah, enjoy it. Yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, yeah, it would be you. It just would be you, unfortunately. Like, there's no even further elaboration.
I'll give you one niche one then. If you want a music one, there's one guy called Naked Flames. Just look up like Sleep Mix. And he did loads of these mixes I used to use when I used to go on planes, where he takes like ambient music, so it'd be like Autech or Aphex or something. Takes the most ambient tracks they did and he just makes them into a mix that you could listen while going to sleep. Like no like aggressive beats or like sound out of nowhere. And it's all mixed like perfectly together so you can just sort of drift off. So it's just mega stuff to have in the background if you play.
Oh, Sissy Hypno.
Want to chill out. None of that, sadly.
You love getting kicked from your team for a real alpha male.
What I'm worried about a little bit is because they've done that thing that orgs do where they want to make a move sound more than just, hey, we're improving our team. Right, you know, that's all you need to say. They did this thing where they went, it's a record transfer for a German player.
Yes.
And listen, it's true. I know they're not lying about that. I mean,
it's probably not very high though, right?
Yeah, because think about what you're actually saying there, you know.
And also, it's one of those sentences I hate where it starts sexy as fuck, and as it keeps going, it gets like it's like if I go, it's the highest historical signing ever in Welsh football. It's like, the Welsh football. I was psyched until the Welsh football word came.
When Sam Davis was signed for Total Network Solutions. For a packet of cigarettes and a pint of cider, it was a record move. Yeah, it's ridiculous, you know. One final shout out to the sponsors, of course. NordVPN, our VPN sponsor. Go to nordvpn.com/RLS. 74% off the VPN that we like. And of course, our patrons. Try not to react, Duncan. $100 patron, Benakagi, Carve.
What? Keep going. Sorry, I just bring my hand down.
It does happen. There was this mad fucking job I had where basically I had to come in at 5 a.m. in the morning. I'd have to bring up sacks of potatoes that were as heavy as me up from the cellar. And then what you have to do is you have to put them in this fucking thing called a rumbler, right? And that is just a sideways tumble dryer, basically. And you put the potatoes in and it takes off all the topsoil and the top layer of skin. And then you just go in with a knife. And I had a bathtub of cold water, freezing cold Welsh morning, dark outside. And I had to go in with a potato peeler by hand and pick out all the roots, all the eyes, right? You do that. And then you have to put them in the fucking slicer, the chipper, right? And this is like something out of Indiana fucking Jones, mate. This machine is just blades intersecting, like shing, 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 shing. And you drop potatoes in and... mate, a potato would get stuck down the sides and the whole thing would be like going... And I've got to get in there. Like, mate, like, what next? Fucking tarantulas on my back. Like, so you used to have to do that. Yeah, I mean, listen, I've been loving Dust still on the circuit. He uploaded a highlight video the other day. You got to see it, Sam. You'll love it. You get so happy when it goes in the bin. He's more happy about that disc going in the bin than he ever was doing esports.
Is he actually legit good, by the way? Is he like beating people in these videos?
Sam says no. Sam says he can pick without any practice whatsoever.
Yeah, but that's just Sam. Who he is, mate. I could throw a frisbee be like, fuck.
Wait a minute. Which way do you mean it, though, Sam? Because I took it.
He's just a short artist.
He's a psychological basket case.
Yes, that's what I thought you meant. I actually thought, as if I'm on the same page, that I knew that what you meant was. Not actually beating him at disc golf. You would just psychologically beat him. You would just like essentially say mean things and sort of put him under pressure, and you'd break him, wouldn't you?
If one goes in, he'd be broken. Like,
Having seen how hard the fucking game is, mind, like there is no. I would
No,
actually.
you have to understand. Sam would just go way too far. He'd be doing shit like just whispering in his ear. He used to fuck guys like you in prison, shit like that. You know, like fucking just about to go. You know,
have him holding my pocket to the next hole. Come on, Dust.
Yeah, good old teabag Davies. Like, you know what I mean? I'm your host, Richard Lewis. Joining me as he always does is the esports historian. It's Duncan Torrent Shields, and strangely upbeat tonight.
Obviously, anyone who's Saudi who's watching the episode, don't take the name too literally. It's by, like, BY the numbers.
Oh,
not BUY. You know, you guys think everything for sale nowadays.
That's see, we're coming in hot on this one.
Right.
Right. So just before we do, let's just get the sponsors as far away from everything Duncan's about to say as possible. Let's just keep the sponsors for another week, Duncan.
So, in my opinion, the reason you spend that amount of money is you have some ideas that people wouldn't want to fucking put through otherwise, but you make the numbers so crazy they all think they have to accept it. By the way, shout out to the whole esports industry who are now going with mad reasoning like, well, for $1 billion though, well, you know, everyone has to have a job. It's like, what? So essentially, I'm the idiot again because it's sadly it's the life of an autistic person, mate. Going, but Richard, they don't even have rules. And it's like, well, yeah, they don't. They're just scumbag. No, but they're not even holding to their rules, Richard. What about the rules? And then it's just me getting wrecked over and over again, caught in fucking loop of logic in it.
I've told you many times.
So like, sad, isn't it? I'm like fucking Charlie Brown. I'd fucking go for that football every time. She has to hold it this time, Richard. She promised. Every fucking time, I know.
There you go. Meanwhile, while we're talking about people fucking up their careers, did you see Stanislaus' new team?
I saw part of it, and mainly because one of the players in the team is called Spermy.
Yeah.
Give me a break, mate. Come on.
I know. It's hard to believe in 2022 this is sort of some existential debate. It's a thread called Brain Transplant. And it said, I got a question for HLTV. A brain transplant has never been done before on humans, but I've always thought about this question. Who would be the person to live on? The person who the brain belongs to? Or...
I know. This isn't Carl Pilkington level shit. Come on, hit me with it. So option one, the person who the brain belongs to, right? Already, listen, I'm going to say very strong contender, but let's see what the other options are, Richard. What other options could there be? So it could either be the person whose brain it is, or what are the next ones?
The person who the brain gets put into.
Now, obviously, that makes no sense at all because they've had their brain taken out. But okay, listen, let's not judge. What's the third? Is there a third option, for God's sake? What's the third one? Come on.
Your own interpretation, perhaps.
Listen, it's it. What's great is you're right. That sounds like someone's placing like one of those thought experiments, isn't it? You know, like, am I really like a butterfly dreaming? Am I mad? But the problem with that is, I can tell you right now, that's actually an open and shut case. It's whoever's brain it was. Yeah, whoever
your brain it
is. That's it.
You want your brain. Yeah. Oh my God.
It's almost as good, right? You won't believe this. There was basically a very famous Carl Pilkington segment just like that, where basically the premise was he couldn't something mad, like he couldn't understand if you had a clone. Like he was like, well, how would I know which one I am? It's like, well, you're just looking out from the eyes of the one. You're like, you know what I mean? Like the whole thing was just like, what? Holy fuck! How are you conceiving this scenario? Like, I mean, the clues just look around. Like, can you see that guy? You're not him, are you? Like, mate, people are on that level. That's why I always thought Carl Pilkington 10% might just be like a god tier, like fucking.
No, I think he's like an Andy Kaufman.
You know I mean, because it's too good at the end of the day, and it's too good. But like, this is one where it's like there actually are people this stupid out there in the wild, for sure.
Well, for sure. So there you go. So the only player at all on this roster that went positive was Blame F 1.13, and all the kids, by the way, go, haha, bait F. At least he's getting his kills. What are the rest of the cunts doing? So you've got literally 4 players on this roster just dead weight. So let's assess that. Here's the thing: Config's a better player than this, right? But here's the problem: he's another one of these legendary players who needs his mental right at the same time. And he's tweeting, like, what were his tweets? There was one, he said, first of all, I think it was like worst ever performance of the tournament by me, feeling really bad about it or something. I'm sorry, I'll be, blah, 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 I'll be back, usual fare. I think there was just another one where he said disturbing. Just one word. Disturbing. You know?
if you notice, Nick and I was always Shroud. Shall I tell you something really sad? And it is just sad because it just shows how when you're in the middle of the eye of the storm of all the drama, it's impossible to have perspective on what's going on. Yeah. Mate, if you knew how many people in the industry, like unsolicited, just send me DMs every week that are just like, I thought it was hilarious when you made that tweet about I Am Esports. They all get it, by the way, all of them. They all get it. But only in private, I notice. Yeah. I'll say, not a fucking one of them, you know, it's coming out publicly saying that. But privately, mate, it's so tilt-worthy because it's like basically if everyone collectively was like, we all agree this one thing, Thorin, and we're all united. And then privately, like hundreds of them are like, I don't agree with that at all. It's like, great, well, thanks. Cheers, mate.
You're on your own, though.
This is why I am esports, because if you were esports, you'd stand side by side with me like I am Spartacus, wouldn't you? But instead, you just leave me on my own, and it's like if I in Spartacus, I just went, I am Spartacus, and they were like,
no, stood up.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, so kill him.
What the fuck? It's him.
Exactly.
It's him.
They were like, you're right, Thorin, strength in numbers. We all just agreed to be the other number, not with you. It's like, sounds great. Brilliant. Yeah, awesome.
Let's talk about FaZe. It was set up perfectly by an interview with Twists. I love that guy. He did an interview where he went, it'd be great to see an international lineup win a major.
Hilarious, isn't it? I know.
Mine.
I know. They're so... Why are players like... The problem in CS is it's like they don't have any level of fucking depth, is there? Like, you might think when he says that's... Oh, is there some sort of... Is that like a clever trash talk? Or like it... Oh, wait, he's just on an international team. So, you know what I think would be great? If me and my family are successful... Yes, all right, brilliant. Yeah, don't know why we need to know that, but yeah, I guess right, fuck it. Yeah, this is one where if you haven't seen it, it is so mental that this would even happen. Like this is some pure simulation level callback, right? Okay. During obviously we didn't ever discuss because it was like 2 weeks ago, but we had that like filler episode. Obviously, Pasha, the now Team Liquid influencer, came and had an MMA. It was technically like a boxing match in an MMA ring. Exactly. With like it was like sort of basically more of a boxing match than an MMA fight if you don't know the sports. And basically, obviously, Pasha won it, and everyone was supporting him. This is the detail. I can't even believe I'm one of the only people who saw this, right? Because obviously, everyone kept saying stuff to Pasha before the fight, like you should hit him in the head, like he is Kaylee or whatever. Right. Kaylee did a tweet where he showed he was supporting Pasha by watching the fight. But you're not even going to believe it. That's not it. That in itself's good. This detail is pure simulation. Okay. When you looked at the screenshot of Kaylee's laptop, he's only he's illegally streaming it. He didn't even pay for it. I'm not joking. He had one of those, like the text, I can't remember what the name is, but it's one of those famous sites that just does the illegal restreams. This cunt hasn't even been in the game by this point, like half a decade. Remember, it was the end of 2014 for fuck's sake. He hasn't been in the game, but famously, he did potentially cheat Pasha at a major, right? Yeah. He comes back and thinks, get a bit of goodwill going, what I show I support the guy. Not going to pay for that shit, of course.
I know.
Brother!
Oh, mate.
This guy's on like the Hunden level of like how bad he is at PR, and you're like, why you bother?